Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of One Take. So, today we are going to talk briefly about how a common household pantry can potentially teach you more about managing business, life than just about any course, textbook, book, podcast, anything out there. So hold on tight. Here we go. Now, some would blame OCD or maybe even boredom, but I am constantly looking at things and evaluating them and wondering how I could make them more efficient, how I could improve them, how it could flow better, and things like that constantly, especially around the house. Now, at times, my significant other thinks I'm crazy, and to her credit, that's fair because it's not exactly the poster child commitment slogan for long-term relationships. Somebody that seems like they're looking for something new and different every day. But I don't like to look at it that way. I like to look at it as a way to see how I can improve the way I interact with things, the way the folks around me interact with things, and the way that the things that I have interact with each other in a more efficient, better process for everything. So, back to the pantry. Now, pantry is a great example because in the pantry, there are typically a lot of things that are stable items that don't change. You consistently have them. You may run out of them, but you backfill them. So, you have them. And then on top of that are a lot of things that work in and out of the pantry, whether it's different foods you're trying for meals, for weeks, snacks, whatever the case may be. Now, I'm looking at it when I look at the pantry and a bunch of new things come in, or I just take a few minutes and I look at it and I wonder, is it working in the most efficient way possible? And then, in particular, when new things get brought in, how can I integrate those into the existing pantry the most efficient way? And then looking at those collectively, how can we improve on it so that not only the pantry looks better and becomes more efficient, but all of us that are interacting with it have a better experience doing that? Yes, told you. It's kind of crazy at sometimes, maybe a little OCD ish. But if you think about it, that's what life and that's what business should be about. It's constantly looking or being aware of the things that are around you, and not only how you're interacting with them, but also how the folks around you are interacting with them. And whether that is your particular team, whether it's that company at large, whether it's a borrower, a client, or things like that, you should constantly be open to new ways of doing things in a new perspective. That doesn't mean you need to empty the closet, so to speak, of everything, but it means that occasionally you need to rework stuff and reevaluate how you're approaching it so you can better bring in all the other items, or in this case, people, products, whatever the case may be. Because the reality is that being very sedentary and letting things just kind of be as they are and hope for the best isn't the best plan for the future. Take, for example, the pantry. It can get clogged. It can get clogged. Can you clog a pantry? Sure, you can. In today's one take, you can. It can get congested. It can get built up, backed up, and become highly inefficient, even though you have sort of the same things there if you don't pay attention to how you're working with them or how you're interacting with them or how they interact with everything else around them. And that is the way businesses should run. That's the way client interaction and borrower interactions should run. And that's the way that relationships at time in the world around us needs to operate as well. We need to be open to the idea that there's more than just what we see right there, more than what we've just consistently done, and the fact that it's okay to bring in new things and new ideas, and you can work those into the system or the pantry, if you will, that you have, and everything can work together collectively, work together well, and even be better for it. So think about the pantry the next time you're thinking about business, your professional life, or your personal life. This has been One Take. Make it a great day. Take care.